Hey guys, Coach Sam here. It's April 3rd, 2024, and today we're crushing back. We're getting thick, we're getting wide. All right, to get you guys started off, we have our prehab pulling routine, which is going to be 3 rounds of 30 banded pull aparts, 20 light Russian kettlebell swings, and then 15 inverted ring rows at a 45 degree angle. So for those banded pull aparts, feel free to do all 3 rounds at different angles. You can go with your hands directly in front of your chest at 45 degrees in front, and then right overhead down to your scapula right there. For the Russian kettlebell swings, you don't need to go any higher than about chest height there. We're really looking just to get your glute, your posterior chain nice and warmed up there. And then for those ring rows, walk back, grab the rings, take a couple of steps back, and go ahead there and pull the rings up to your chest, and then get a good nice 3-second negative there on the way down to really work the your pulling musculature warm up before we get into our pre-fatigue work today, which is going to be our wide grip pull-ups. So across 4 sets here, building from an RPE 6 to an RPE 10, we're going to be starting with a blood flow set, 20 reps of band assistance. So for the band assistance there, we want you to not feel like 20 reps is a 20 rep max. It should feel like a good warm up set, but it should still be somewhat challenging. So keep that in mind when you pick your band tension. Then moving into set 2 at an RPE 8, 10 reps at body weight. Now, if that's also potentially too difficult, feel free to just decrease the band tension from set 1. And then for set 3, we have 8 weighted reps. And so this is going to be at an RPE 9. And then for set 4, we have your top set, which is going to be a drop set of 5 weighted reps into 5 body weight reps and a max band assisted reps to failure. So that should really get you nice and hot for the day. So moving on to our heavy mechanical loading movement, we're going to be hitting 5 sets of rack pulls. So we're going to be going from 15 down to a heavy set of 8, building from an RPE 5 to an RPE 9. So for these rack pulls, you want you to pull the bar from right about patella height, which should be right below your kneecap. So for the setup on this, if you have a power rack, you can go from the pins inside of the power rack, or if you can stack plates, or alternatively, you guys, have you ever heard of DC blocks? DC weightlifting blocks is another way to perform elevated deadlift or pulling movements if you don't have access to things like jerk blocks or something like that. So you have a variety of options here to integrate, whether you're in a club gym, a CrossFit gym, or your home gym. Now, for these rack pulls, it's not just about pulling the weight from point A to point B. When you come up in the rack pull, I want you guys to retract your shoulder blades at the top and squeeze, and then come down on the bottom. The rack pull is a really good way to work the upper back musculature, but you also have to make sure that as you come up, you're proactively thinking about retracting your scapula backwards and then stretching it on the way down. So when you do that, it will probably limit the amount of load you guys can use. But again, we're looking for hypertrophy here. We're not just looking to move weight from point A to point B. All right, then for our second heavy mechanical loading movement, we're going to have dumbbell bent over rows. So this rep scheme may look familiar to you. We've got some blood flow sets, some mixed tempo sets, and some heavy sets, and then some isometric mix sets. So for set 1, we're moving at set 1 in RPE 6, and then all the way to an RPE 10 at set 5. So I have a blood flow set at set 1 for 15 reps at a moderate weight. Set 2, we're moving to some mixed tempo reps. You're going to be doing 3 tempo reps with a 3-second concentric and a 3-second eccentric into 3 fast reps 3 times through for a total of 18. Then set 3 and set 4, we're going to get a little heavy. We're going to be doing 12 reps of the 3-second negative at an RPE 8, and then 10 reps of the 3-second negative at an RPE 9. And then for our final set, it's going to be our death set. You're going to probably need to pick a significantly lighter load, and we're going to be doing 10 reps with a 10-second hold, 9 reps with a 9-second isometric hold at the top, 8 into 8, all the way down to 1 into 1, which is 55 total reps with 55 seconds of holding. So that's going to be extremely difficult, extremely metabolically taxing. So try your best to hold on the entire time. Your upper back should be on fire by the time you get about halfway through that, and then you just got to finish up and keep grinding through it. All right. And then for our concentration work, we have 3 supersets of Meadows rows into banded straight arm press downs. So we're doing 3 sets. You're going to be doing 15, 12, and 10 on those Meadow rows. You're going to be building up to a heavy load across those 3 sets, and then finishing it up with 20 banded straight arm press downs with a 1-second pausing contraction. So for these meadows rows, this is a really good movement, single arm movement to get a good, nice stretch in your lats. So when you guys set it up, make sure that when you're perpendicular to the bar, try to place the hip of the working arm or working side a little bit higher than the non-working hip. So for example, if I'm going to start this complex and I'm starting my meadows rows with my right arm, I'm going to try to have my right hip higher than my left hip. Well, that's going to allow me to do is going to allow me to get a good, nice, deeper stretch at the bottom. And remember, when we're doing weightlifting exercises for hypertrophy purposes, the eccentric portion generally causes more muscular damage than the concentric portion. So focusing on getting a really good stretch on movements where that's where you can do that is really going to benefit you in the future. Now, and similarly on this banded straight arm press down, we want you to have a good 1 second pause in the contraction. Then when you come up, stretch your lats at the top as well and try to get a 1 second pause in the stretch there at the top as well. And then you guys have your different conditioning options. You have your CrossFit option, your grunt work option, and your energy system development option. We have our core work loaded in there and our optional recovery protocols. If you guys are in the 30-day shred, make sure you're hitting your fasted cardio and or depletion work. You're doing your check-ins every single week. And then if you guys are not in a Thunderbolt Family Facebook page, make sure you're getting in there, and then hit us up on the training apps, both Train Heroic and Beyond the Whiteboard. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a great back day.